Whoa! Hello everyone, it's Ashley with the Fairy Cabins, and well, today we're finishing up some Fairy Cabin stuff. So, the light's on, but nobody's home, so we're going to start with that. We're also going to start with the fact that I have remembered to pick out some sticks so that you guys didn't have to watch me painstakingly pick out sticks from my random ass box of sticks. So, we are gonna have so much fun today. And do you want to know how I know this? Because I have a lot of likers and followers on my channel. That's a lie, I don't. But we're still gonna have fun. So that's the important part, is if you think you're gonna have fun, then you're gonna have fun. Even if you're talking to yourself, it's still pretty fun, in all honesty. So we're gonna start with our 1980s glue gun. Hell yeah, the low temp / high temp glue gun. Also, I did not paint my nails again this week, so you guys are gonna have to see the smashed thumb again. Probably for the rest of your lives, honestly, because, I mean, why not? How's everybody's week been? Did everyone have fun at school? Who goes to school? Anyone? Raise your hands? No? Okay, well, that would be my career of choice if I had to pick one, because work just ain't working. You know what I mean? There's so many times you can treat water and it still just ends up being water. Some other good news this week. I have had the most awkward interview. Well, that's a lie, because literally every interview that I have is awkward because I'm an awkward person. At least I like to think so. But yeah, they're basically just like, hey, do you want to work with this severely type A type woman? I'm like, man, I'm like pretty old. I don't want to work for anyone anymore, to be honest with you. But that wasn't the option that they gave me. So, I guess we'll just wait and see what happens with that. I'm still trying to debate if I want to extend this wall out to have some like random, I don't know, design. I actually don't think I might not do that, but I might keep that one as it is because I think it's pretty cool looking. So we're gonna keep continuity with the theme of trying to expose the cool pieces. The cool features of each stick, kind of like that guy, towards the front instead of hiding it up. Probably should. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. We're like 3 minutes in exactly, and I've already just burnt myself with the low temp glue gun. Oh, man. It's been a week, you guys. It has like full on been a week. Probably literally since I've seen you. But that notwithstanding, has anybody else just like had a super odd week where just like I don't know what's real anymore? Because that's kind of been my week. And although most times I would say like, you know what, let it ride, I'm okay with the weirdness, I don't think I'm okay with the weirdness this week. The weirdness just feels weird, and like not in a funny haha like Sideshow Bob kind of way. It's like a like a awkward laugh. I kind of want to go stand in the corner with a bunch of other people in the corner kind of way. I don't know. You guys will get where I'm coming from, I'm sure. You're probably just like, oh yeah, totally. Shit's getting weird. Anyhow, I do have a bunch of other sticks that I had brought in from outside, from the cold. Just kidding, it's like 90 degrees outside. And for all you people there in the Commonwealth countries, or anywhere that is basically not America, that would be United States. I don't mean like all of America, because I know that Canada and South America definitely don't use Fahrenheit. But for anybody not in the United States, that is the equivalent of like 32 to 35 C. I always want to joke with my friend and just say like centigrade, but I don't think anybody says centigrade anymore. I think it's just Celsius. Please tell me if it is different. If where you are they actually say centigrade because I think that's a little bit antiquated. So for pieces like this, as you can see, this super weird little nubby bit, I'll see if I can zoom in on it. That is not going to be conducive to doing this sidewall right here because I can't really get a flat side without it having a little bit of gapping in between there. So I'm definitely not going to use that piece, although I'm like super tempted to because I just love that detail. But we do have a myriad of other like really flat, nice sticks that I've actually invested some time in foraging around my yard. So we're just going to use those instead. And you can see that I'm just over and over again using my thumb to kind of gauge on the length. And then I am actually cutting it at a bevel with my handy dandy garden scissors. Actually, they're my husband's garden scissors. I, like, for the life of me, cannot find out, or I cannot find where mine are. And they're super, super nice ones from Bare Bones. I've had them for a while because I used to go foraging with them. Back in Colorado, they were like a permanent fixture in my backpack during the spring and early summer seasons when things didn't catch on fire so readily. But now if I was still in Colorado, I would be debating about going foraging this year, but in actuality, I think the climate has been so crappy this winter, which thank goodness I'm not there right now, or else I probably would have cried all winter, because I have a soft spot for the animals, and if they're not getting any food, then I feel like I definitely don't have a right to forage, because I would be absolutely gutted if I took food from somebody, and I would rather just leave it at that. So, now that I think about what I'm doing, I probably should have alternated a little bit to the left and the right, left and right, left and right, but I don't think it's, excuse me, gonna matter too much. Now I am kind of saving these little nubby bits after cutting them because eventually we're gonna get up here and we're gonna need some of these weird sizes to get on with. We are also going to be fixing the hole on this side of the roof today, as was mentioned in my previous video. So I'm super proud of myself for remembering that. Also, I do have some super fun things to show you guys that I have been working on over the beginning part of this weekend. Now, keep in mind, my weekends are 4 days or 5 days. I know what you're thinking. What? I thought you just told us you're so sick of working. Well, listen, folks, I am, because as you know from the last episode and my first episode, I am a night shift. I am a part night shifter, which means my schedule is super wild. It is like 4 or 5 days in a row of days, and then it's 4 or 5 days off, and then it's 4 or 5 days nights, 4 or 5 nights of nights, I guess I should say, and then 4 or 5 days off, and then 4 or 5 days of days. Right, I can tell I've lost you. That's fine. I can't even keep track of it. But here we are. I've also... What else did I make? Well, it's going to be actually for a different fairy house because we are coming to the end of this one pretty quickly. I surmise that we'll probably be finishing this up either today or in a separate episode, which I know you guys are super, super stoked to see. We'll get out my handy dandy little cool jar of sticks for the teeny tiny little spaces. Yeah, so my next cabin, I do believe, will be made out of bamboo because we have a bunch of invasive bamboo here in South Carolina. Matter of fact, right outside of my neighborhood. So, I'll be foraging a ton of that. This is my first spring here in South Carolina, in the South, actually. And, oh, shoot. I don't like that one. I'm ripping that one out. That looks super dumb. It is my first spring here in the South, and we have gutted our entire lawn, front and back, to accommodate for a garden. And so part of the reason why I want to go collect some of that bamboo is so I can make some trellis, because I can't be bothered to buy what I can make. And if all you need is some scraps of bamboo and twine, which is like uber inexpensive. It's funny people say uber for a lot of things, because that actually means with. That's alright, I won't tell anybody. So super inexpensive. And it gets rid of all of that invasive crapola. So I'm helping somebody. This is how I look at it. Trying to peel this gross glue off of the sticks that I just cut. Okay, so that'll be all right. That looks a bit silly, but I don't care. I wanted to pop on a little bit earlier today, but I had a lot of yard work to do. And then it just got really hot out, and then I think I may have doom scrolled for like 25 minutes or something like that on my phone. So close yet so far away. We'll use that for the next one. Yes, at any rate. So we've got a busy month and a half or so coming up. So I'm going to try and post as many videos as I can and see how many likes and followers I get while I'm away. But we are going up to Massachusetts for a family wedding. Is that where we're going? Yes, that's where we're going, Massachusetts. It's going to be pretty cool. It's like a 12-hour drive. We've got a small camper, so we're going to just take the Girl Scout troop with us, which is 2 cats and a dog. But everybody gets along, and, well, they don't, actually. That's a lie. But it's really fun taking them. They kind of get, like, a lot better with it as the trip goes on. I think I'm going to do that cool little pine cone piece. It kind of looks weirdly like the Ohio flag. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not, but anyhow. How exciting. It's not that exciting. I'm actually from Ohio, so it's really not that exciting. It's more of a nuisance, if anything. Yes, so we are just going to shove little bits and bobs into weird places, because that is my favorite thing to do. And that looks super cute. Et voila. I think it looks super cute. Should I try and cut that off somehow? I don't know. I'm really tempted to do that, you guys, but I'm not really. I don't know if I want to do it. I'm scared. Let's see if I can get you guys at a better angle for this next little bit. Yeah, so if I knew how to fast forward stuff, I would do that, because I understand that this is probably not the best part of the video for you guys, but it is pretty fun for me, so you are stuck at my mercy. I don't like editing videos. I think it feels like really fake, because if I mess up, like it's probably going to be something amusing, to be honest with you. And I don't really want to deprive you guys of that. Because isn't that all why we're here? to see Hurricane Ashley? Maybe. Now this side I'm not going to bevel. Ah, my finger! Just kidding. That probably wasn't very convincing. I can say these things because nobody's home. Actually, nobody would pay attention to me if I did say them. And it was real. No, Rob would pay attention. He would just be like, wait a second, did I hear something or did I not hear something? Debating about what to do with the middle piece right here, with it being kind of gappy in between these little sticks. I think that, I mean, we're definitely going to have to clean this up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But I do have some pretty cool little pieces that I have taken off of the dead bald cypress that we have in the backyard. I don't think it was dead, but I have been convinced otherwise. Well, someone's tried to convince me otherwise, that it was dead. I was super bummed to see it go. I think it was dying. I don't think that all of the branches were dead, but it was definitely, the root system did not look good on that. Shucks. I cut that way too long. Let's see if this cut does anything. Remember, this is the, oh gosh, this is way too hard to cut. We're not using that piece. This is the measure once, cut twice channel, if you don't remember that. It's just easier that way. It's just easier that way. And it's okay if everything is a little off kilter. Like I said, in every video I've done so far. 3 now. 3 videos now. We don't go for perfection. We are trying to relinquish control through crafting. Perfect is not pretty. Perfect is manufactured. And the only person that we're buying stuff from is local artisans and making it ourselves. So we don't need to be buying anything fancy. You just go out in the middle of the woods and buy you some hot glue. Alright, well, the hot glue probably comes from a corporation. That's fine. You know, if I knew how to make my own hot glue, I would. Actually, I probably wouldn't, because that's probably not a process that I want to know about. F it, I'm just going to start gluing things with pine sap. And see how far I get. Just kidding. We don't really have any pine trees here. We do, but they're not sappy. They're not sappy. Hey, yeah, so does anybody else listen to the Weather Channel? I do. I'm convinced that there's probably not going to be like any more rain ever here. They're probably trying to get us for our awesome properties over here in South Carolina. Burn the state down like they are with everywhere else. You guys don't have to listen to that. I think it's probably just a little bit better than the fan going, though. Maybe, marginally. I don't know. Some people like to listen to fans as they go to sleep. So I actually ended up making a pair of Swiss shutters. Stupid gap. They look super cute, by the way. Oh my goodness. Actually, it's 2 pairs of Swiss shutters. Made them out of polymer clay. They took forever. Like, literally forever. At least 2 hours. I was working on other stuff at the same time, though, so. Cutting trapezoids. Oh yeah, you can't really see it, but it's a trapezoid. I promise. The most amusing of the geometric shapes. Dude, whoever this contractor is for this ferry, can I just say that they build houses better than anybody in Summit County, Colorado? Because all that shit is janky. I think the rule is the more expensive the house, the crappier the build. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. I don't think I could buy a brand new house. You know what? This side looks just so bad compared to the last side. We're going to take that one off. Matter of fact, we're going to take a couple of them off because I am like super not stoked with that. And I know I said we're not going for perfection. Calm down. I'm not going for perfection. It'll be fine. I promise. I promise. Oh, just some run-of-the-mill construction. Sorry for that hand spot. I was going to say hand job, but that sounded really funny. Quit being weird, Ashley. No. I don't think I will. Alright. Let's try this again. Okay. This one, do I really want to do it that way, or do I want to do it... Oh, yeah, let's do it that way. No, let's not do it that way. Let's do this one first. Yeah, okay. We could do that one first. Of course it is. Peel that little gluey bit off. And because we already have that glue there, then we don't have to worry about filling that gap. Like how I did that? Yes, kind of. No, that's a little bit better. So this piece will definitely get cut because I want it to start going inward. Like the other side. I think these tiny little bevel pieces, I don't even know if I'm going to keep them yet. So you'll notice there might be, looking at this video from a different angle. Oh my gosh, that was just so bad. How did I mess that up? I'm filming this from a different angle today. There was a piece of equipment that I had that for whatever reason wasn't allowing my phone to magnet to the tripod piece of equipment, and so I had been using like a stand-up tripod previous, but I got that magnet to successfully adhere to the case, the phone case, and now it is a little bit more mobile. I think that's why I don't like it, is because it's like, I'm pretty sure that's why I don't like it, is because it's not beveled on the other side. So I might fix that and just turn it around. So yes, I have a proper, slightly more mobile than last time camera setup. So if I do have something that I would like to zoom in on or kind of zoom out of to show you guys, I am fairly confident that I can do it, because this is a lot better than having that tripod last time, what was standing right at my shoulders, and it kind of made it a little hard to craft because I was a bit terrified that I was going to collapse the whole camera. That looks a little bit better. I mean, the left side still looks not as great as the right side, but I think we're just kind of trying to compensate for this piece too, because it is actually starting to bother me, and I'm not a huge fan of it, but what do you do? Yeah, so there's no rain in the forecast, like, anytime soon. I'm super bummed out. They're all like, oh, it's, excuse me, I hiccuped there. Oh, it's, like, it rains all the time in South Carolina. There's rain every single day because it's, like, almost, it's pretty much the South, so why not? You're in growing zone, like, 8 and 9. It's definitely going to rain. Well, friend, let me tell you, it does not. It literally has not rained in probably like a month. I'm getting a little bummed out about it because everyone said that the springtime is the rainiest part of the year. They also said that the fall was the rainiest part of the year, and we were here for the fall. It wasn't rainy, like, at all. And they're like, oh, the snowiest month is March. I'm like, how is March the snowiest month here when I know for a fact that Ohio gets rain in March? They got some snow this year in March, but I know for a fact it's mostly rain. We always did our St. Patty's Day parades where I'm from in the rain. Of course, that was like the early 90s, late 80s, so maybe the jet stream has changed. I don't know. All I know is that it just rains in Ohio quite often. A lot more than it does down here in South Carolina, so I'm not saying I want to move back to Ohio, but like a good weekend of like just constant rain and cloud cover would be kind of nice. Colorado had literally 300 days of sunshine, so that sounds really selfish to me, and I got really, really bored of the sun. I think that's pretty reasonable. And now here I am, just getting tan. Against my wishes. Just kidding. I know I can fix that, but I'm not going to. Do we like that piece, you guys? We can do this piece instead. We can do this piece instead. Brilliant. Ah, so cute. Let's do a few of these. Adorable. Yes, so at any rate, I want my money back. It'd be nice for like Mother Nature to wash my car for once instead of having it be like I have to go do it myself. I'm being a little snobby right now, I'm sorry. We should be focusing on the fairy house. We have a ton of lichen to use as well, so that's going to be pretty neat. Okay. I might shut the door real quick, you guys. Ah, but it's so hot and I only have one fan. I can't keep the door shut. Yes, you can. You're fine. Okay, so trying to think of what type of fairy would live in this house. I mean, obviously it's a wood fairy. I'm probably just gonna go there. Kitchen fairy, whatever you want to call them. I still have to put the gemstones around the house is in there as well. There's an amethyst, and then I don't remember what else there was. Amethyst and amazonite. So we have to find a spot for that before we completely close the house off. I really don't think I'm going to be doing front doors on this, just because I I think that it would be a little too difficult to open and close, and that's not really the point of this particular fairy house. It's supposed to be kind of just like a look in and see all of the beautiful detailing that went into this. The bamboo beach house that we will create soon will probably also be that way. It's hard to do doors on these things because I don't have the tiny little hardware. Like, I guess I could get it from like a jewelry box, but then I'd have to go out and spend money on a jewelry box, which I don't really know if I want to do. If I get one for free, that's fine, but the point is to not have to spend that much money to do crafts, because then you get into the habit of buying things instead of making them. Like if you go to the store and you're like, oh my gosh, it's a cute little lawn chair for a fairy. And you're like, wait a second, I can definitely make that. But then you don't make it. And then it just kind of takes the whimsy away from the craft, if that makes sense. So I definitely like to pick up free stuff when I am able. And can I just say that it just really bums me out that I can't preserve flowers, because there are so many beautiful flowers in my neighborhood right now, and I can't take any of them. I can. That's kind of a silly thing to say. I can take them, but they won't be of any use to me because they're just going to wilt as soon as I get them home. And that is also not the point. The point is that we want to have something beautiful last a long time. How do I keep cutting these things so short? I'm just going to put that piece back on, I think. No. Wrong way. Man, you guys, I'm just messing up left and right today. What is going on? It's like it's a full moon or something. It is absolutely not. I'm just kidding. It is actually, I think, approaching a new moon here soon enough. Man, that right side looked so good. To clean that side up too. Ugh, okay. You know what, we're going to try this one more time with a different piece that I haven't already put in here. And after that, we'll just call it a day. Just got to get it right at some point. These smaller pieces they're a bit rough. You got to have them cut to a good length. And they have to look pretty decent as well, which sometimes, as you can see, they don't. And it's okay to stick to the smaller pieces too. That's fine. Because if that's what works, then that's what works. And we can have this look pretty without making it look symmetrical. Even though it drives me crazy. You know what? We're just gonna slap some moss on it. I think that's gonna be my answer for everything. We're just gonna slap some moss on it. Okay. Beautiful, great. Shoot, dang. Oh, this piece has a heart on it, so I don't know if you saw that. That's so cute. Will it fit? No. Of course not. Shazbot. Ugh, God, that would have been so cute. A couple pieces down. Should we destroy it and take them out? Yes. Of course, this is probably going to backfire on me. Oh, it did. It backfired on me. Whatever. You know what? Some days are better off being other days, is all I gotta say. Ooh. Man, is that a satisfying sound or what? Not the right size. Come on, McCarthy, get your shit together. Measure once, cut thrice, cut twice, cut twice, cut thrice, maybe. The good news is we have all these cool little pieces for park benches now. Get into my handy dandy stick box. Okay. Ooh. That's a neat little piece. Nice shaggy vine. I think these are the ones that have thorns on them usually. Not this particular one. Okay, now we can probably just use these two pieces that we had used before. They're just a little over, but that's fine. You know what? We're just gonna pretend that the fairy built this side first and got their shit together and made the other side pretty from what they've learned on this side. It doesn't look that bad. It just looks it's a bit funny. Might be sloping downhill a little bit. That's okay too. We could make like a little, what are they called? Like a porteo or something where it's like this circle in the middle. I don't know. Maybe I'll just make a fake one out of clay and slap it on there. Okay, we only have like a couple little pieces left. What are we gonna do? We could do that, or what we could do is just do, that looks a bit weird. That kind of looks a bit silly to be putting that up there like that. I think we need to add a little teeny tiny piece to it, but the piece that I want to use is actually going to be filling up the hole on the side of the roof. You'll see it in just a moment when I'm finished with this, what I'm talking about. Because sometimes it just makes sense to shove a couple little like twigs here and there, and then you kind of get to the nitty-gritty parts of it and fill it with substance and not with something that isn't going to be structurally sound. I mean, this is a fairy house. There's nothing structurally sound about this, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, right? You picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. That is the honker hole that I was talking about. So I had to try and figure out a way to I kind of didn't think this through before I decided to set the stage. Yeah, that works. That'll do. That'll do. It's going to be a bit silly at first, but it'll be fine in the long run. So I do have, actually I'm going to show you guys. I have a bunch of sticks right here that have just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous pieces of moss and lichen all over them. So we'll definitely be utilizing some of that. Hello, feet. I'm not on OnlyFans, but if enough of you request that I get on OnlyFans from that view of my dirty sandaled feet, then who knows? The world is my oyster. So this piece fits in just beautifully. I like that. I am quite happy with that. Now this is the part where we're going to have to bridge a few things because I do have a bunch of miscellaneous sticks that I'm not going to be using on my counter space right now that I don't really need. A couple pieces of trash. So it's funny because it's in this V shape right now. So we're going to have to do some fancy pants stuff. We do also have some gaps down here at the bottom, right there, and right here. So just going to try and place as most of this as I can. So I'm not going to use an entire stick right here if it doesn't need to be used. We're going to break up smaller pieces just like that, and we are going to fill in the gaps that way. Like so. Easy. I kind of wish I had a little bit of a light in here so that I can patch this up from the inside. So you could see me patching it up from the outside, but it's lit from the inside, if that makes sense. Maybe another time. So we'll continue to do that. This piece is going to need a fairly big stick, which I am quite partial to this one, actually, as my glue is drying. And it actually curves pretty cool too. And we could see the silhouette of this when we're all finished, but we'll try and... don't fall off the roof. So this will be a good piece to put in there because it makes the other side of it, this side of it, the longer side, a little bit more straight and narrow so that we can accommodate less odd sticks, if that makes sense. And it also serves as like some weird shingles, which is also another reason why we have little pieces of pine cone, because those are really good filler pieces too. And I think that they eventually, like we were talking about with the tiki house, would make pretty cool little roof tiles. Eventually. So now we just kind of play around with how we want our sticks to lay from top to bottom. So I think also when I am doing this, I'm going to start kind of on the outside and kind of roll the stick in so that it catches the glue and also travels with it, so that, if that makes sense how I said that, because I can't get the glue gun stick on the inner side of this stick, but I can get it like closer to the outer side of the stick, so then I can catch the underside of this and just roll it over to kind of make a straight piece. I'm not sure how I can show you guys that, but actually I might be able to. I'll just have to get creative with what I'm talking about. Get creative with my English words. This is going to be a bit tricky. You know what? We might utilize some weird piece like that. Nope, I don't like that one bit. I don't. It's kind of weird. It's starting to get a little Hobbit housey. I'm not a fan of that. Okay, this might be a good opportunity to see if I can break up a stick in half, which I kind of already have. I mean, you don't want the roof to be all like willy-nilly sticking out all over the place. I mean, for crying out loud, even Howell had a mostly decent looking castle. And the inside of it, as we all know, is basically shambles. It's a bit hodgepodgey, that Howell. But at least he has a flat roof, for the most part. So do you see what I mean by a flat roof? Let's see if I can get a good view of it. Is by it's not like sticking out all over the place in chunks. It's rather cohesive, kind of like this side. It's just nice and flat. So we have, I'm not sure if you can see, yeah, you can definitely see where my hand is moving back and forth in between there. See, we do have a couple chunks of light coming in that I'm not absolutely thrilled with. So we're just going to glue that and take this pretty cool little piece of a stick with, I don't think that's mold, I'm pretty sure it's just lichen. And we're just going to bring that on down and kind of secure it into a place right there. Kind of nuzzle it. We put glue up at this part right here, and I took the stick on the back and drug it down through the glue so that it could bind with whatever is behind this piece right here. And I feel like that works out pretty well. Because again, the nozzle on this glue gun will not allow me to get into finer places than the width of what it is. And now we just go through and we're just going to put some random pieces on here to kind of cover up. Kind of like that. Excuse me. All right, so both of those are done. I think before we do another episode, because we're 45 minutes in already, I'm going to do what I'm saying I'm going to do. I'm going to actually glue these crystals down. So where are we going to put these? Well, good question, my friend. Let's get you off of that pedestal. The proverbial pedestal. Everybody deserves to be put on a pedestal. You are beautiful the way that you are. So yeah, we'll probably have maybe one right here because it's kind of an odd spot. Let's put that one right there. That one is an amethyst. And when you're doing stuff like this, make sure that the pretty side is out, whatever side you find is more beautiful. I feel like we need a rug. Like I need to maybe crochet something teeny tiny for this area. Little crystal, I think will go maybe. Let's put that right there. Kind of blends in a little bit, but that's nice. That's nice. And then I think out of this one, this amethyst piece, let's make this a little seat, like a beanbag chair. I think that would be a pretty good idea. We're going to keep the flat side towards the wall just because it's going to be a little bit easier that way to set it. Oh, that is definitely not enough glue. I wonder if I can figure out a way to set some lights in here. I think I probably can. Oh, sorry, I know you guys probably can't really see that well, but let's kind of zoom in on this and see. Oh, cute. Shaky wobbly camera. And you can see all the cabin chinking that we did in here with the hot glue. That's kind of like what I like to refer to it as, because then it doesn't make me feel so bad about it being a little weird looking. So we're just going to call the hot glue cabin chinking in between the wood planks. Okay, so I feel really good about that today. The shutters, I don't know if I want to get to today. Maybe. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. So I made these cute little shutters, these Swiss shutters for the cabin. They're just going to go like that, and then they're going to go... This one I'm probably going to actually glue crooked, because remember we have this silly little piece that kind of sticks out of... Wow, that's super... That kind of sticks out a bit. It's going to prevent me from gluing this properly. So we're going to have to think of something else to do in the meantime. And I think that it's just going to be like... That looks really bad, I'm sorry. It's just going to have to be like a shutter for repair. And then this one we can just put like that. The good thing about already having done the moss on the side is, like, if you go and look at a real house, it's probably going to have some sort of moss growing behind it, or mold, or any sort of ivy if you live in a place that has ivy. So that's going to be something that you're normally going to see behind shutters. And I am definitely okay with that because it's just a little bit more authentic. And it's so adorable. It's so stupid. Yes, so it just kind of keeps up with the authenticity of the cabin, in my humble opinion. But drop a comment below if you disagree or agree, because I would love to hear your comments anyways. This one's just kind of hanging on for dear life. I don't know. It defies gravity because it should actually be falling off like way more than that if it's not hinged up here, in my opinion. But it's a fairy cabin, for Christ's sake. It's, you know, there are no rules. There are no physics rules here. Not in this realm. Not on my time. Oh my gosh, you can see the cute little bulb in there. Same with this side as well. There's moss on this side. That will go behind the shutter, and I'm not going to feel bad about it because that's how things are in nature. They just grow behind things wherever they can. So, shutter number 1. Camera 1. Camera 2. There's also like a little knobbly feature on this window too. So we're going to offset this one a little bit. Man, I love hot glue. Someone should make that t-shirt. Oh, look how adorable that looks. Sweet. So before I forget, I'm going to actually show you a couple of things that I've been working on before our time runs out for the day. Our time will never run out. I just say it runs out whenever I feel like saying it runs out. So, for the bamboo house, I haven't decided if I want to do a diorama yet or not, but I did make this super weird little shaped pool, which I am looking into seeing if resin can go in here because I might add a couple little pool floaties and stuff. Made a little wooden bowl out of polymer clay, like a little salad bowl. And then, you guys, I made little cups. I don't think, it might actually be like way too small for this camera to pick up, but they are bitty, bitty, bitty sized cups. And each one has a little plate and a little saucer to go with it. So essentially it'll just look like that. Oh my goodness gracious. We're gonna have to use some glue for that. I'm gonna make these all little sets, so I have to super glue them all together. Probably with some tweezers because they are just like so itty bitty, it's not even funny. Any rate, thank you so much, you guys, for being here with me again today. If you like the video, go ahead and thumbs it up and do send me your comments. If you don't like it, go ahead and thumbs it up and send some comments anyways. I'll probably ignore mean comments, but your nice comments are welcome, and I very much appreciate you guys being here on my 3rd video, so thank you so much, and I will see you again at the fairy cabin.